testing on for a hat, and I got the idea of making a challenge, which is something that many YouTubers have done before. There are many videos on YouTube where people do these kind of challenges for many different things, but this is going to be a how many hats can I make in 1 week? And I'm going to be attempting to make as many hats as I can in 1 week. Tomorrow is Wednesday, 22nd, and I'm going to be finishing on Wednesday, 29th. Realistically, the amount of hats that I can get done in that amount of time for me is 3. I know that sounds like really low. It's a low number, but realistically, for me, that is how many hats I think I can get done based on the time that I spent or the time it takes me to make one hat. If I really push it, which I won't do because I don't want to ruin my hands, if I really push it, I could make one hat a day. But like I said, I'm not going to do that. I would like to make 7 hats, one per day. For me, I don't think it's possible. If I make more than 3, I'll be happy. And if I make 2, I'm still going to be happy. So that's the idea. Um, I am using for the first hat this big twist party in the color jelly beans, and I'm mixing this with the big twist value in the color white for the first one. This is what I was doing when I got the idea of making it, and I think it looks very pretty. I think this is going to look like some confetti hat or something like that. It's very pretty. I'm not gonna work on it today because it's really late. I finished this project, which is the thing I did. Actually, I hadn't even started this one whenever I casted on these ones because I wanted to save the video of the earwarmers before I started this one so I could have enough storage on my phone because I thought this was going to take a really long time, but it really didn't. And as a side project, I started this one. And then I got the idea to do this video, so I stopped it, just left it on the side. I'm going to start on that tomorrow, but from this project, I have this much yarn left over, and I'm going to be using this for another hat. I know this is enough for a hat, I am 100% sure. And this I have left over from the letters. I don't think this is enough for a hat, but I'm going to try to make one in this combo. And if it's not enough, I'm just gonna use the white because there is more than enough for 2 hats in this one, I think. But that's the first 2. End of day 1, and it's the end of day 1 because I think I'm going to sleep right now. I feel like I have a cold and I just feel like sleeping right now. But this is how the yarn looks like. This is definitely not enough to make another hat. And this is what the white one looks like. I think I have enough to make another one, but I am so happy because I actually finished this hat. Look at it. I don't know how to feel about it because I think it looks too pale. I like the white overpowers the this yarn. You know, it's also kind of pale. I don't know. I am so happy that I finished this one. If I continue like this, that means that I may have 7 or who knows 8 hats done by the end of the week, and I'm just so surprised. I have a list in which I am keeping track of the projects that I am finishing for 2025, and on my list I have the names of the projects that I worked on and the date in which I started it and the date in which I finished them. For these hats, I'm going to be putting the date in which I started it and the date in which I finished it, along with the time I started at and the time in which I finished. But just to keep track of how many hours kind of like it took me, because for like this hat, I started the cast on stitches days ago, but I finished it today. So technically, it took me less than 24 hours because I started late, like at like 11 today, and I finished at 8. Technically, it took me less than 24 hours. So, for example, if I start this hat that I said that I would do today and I finish it tomorrow, technically if I finish before the time I'm recording this, which is like 9 p.m., it took me less than a day. So I want to keep track of the time as well, just to make sure that they took me less than a day to work on or more than a day to work on. So far, so good. It's the first day and I have a hat done and I'm so happy. The goal for this video is 3 hats. I'm not gonna put it hard on me, and we have one done already. So that's great progress. We'll see how many I do tomorrow. I think I'm going to start this one today. So that is the result for the first day, January 22nd. Not including balls of yarn that are like this one right here or this one right here. This is all my stash. Like, this is literally all I have left. This one is already used, but most of it is still there, so this is the only one that I used a little bit from, but all of them are full skeins, and this is all I have left. I'm going to use that one for hats right now. And after that, I do have a bunch of yarn in like little cakes like this, but those would be technically scrap. I have a lot of yarn like these that I started crocheting with that I don't like because the texture is very rough, I would say. It like yarns like these that they're very, I don't even know how to explain how they are, but I don't like them. I have a lot of those, but technically I did use most of them, and with scrap yarn you can't do much. And these ones are cotton. I haven't used this one. I love the way this one looks. It's just so pretty. Not enough. It's too little to make something big, so I don't know what to make with these ones. I want to make something very special with this one. I just don't know what because I love it so much. And this one, well, I don't really like it, but it's okay. I just don't know what to make with these ones. So yeah, basically this is all I have left. And after these pretty ones, like these are the soft kind of yarn, the pretty kind of yarn. After I use all of these, I'm gonna get to the ones that I don't like just to use them because that's literally all I have. And then after that, I will be empty-handed, I guess. End of day 2. Today is actually the 3rd day, but I didn't record anything yesterday, so this is the result for day 2. I finished this hat, which I am surprised that I actually did. I genuinely was not expecting me to finish a hat per day, and it looks like I will, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I'm just gonna wait until the week ends to see what the result is. But this is what I did yesterday, and I also timed myself to see how long it actually takes me to make a hat. That would be good if I ever sell any. I'll know how long it takes me to make one, and then I can price it properly. But it took me about 2 hours and 40 minutes. I don't know how many seconds. I'm going to put the image right here. This is the time that it took me to make this hat, just the hat, not the pom-pom, because this one looks more manly, so I'm gonna give it to a man in my family. That's why I didn't make the pom-pom. This looks great. I love it. Making these ones, it feels like it takes an eternity to finish, but that's because I started, then I pause, go, and then come back, then I go and come back, then I go and come back. So I'm working on and off on it for the entire day or a few days like before, because now I'm truly just focusing on these ones. And that's the reason why it felt like it was a never-ending project. Like, it took me hours to make, but it actually just takes me about 3 hours to finish this one. I'm actually surprised. I thought it would take me longer. This is what I have left over of the antique white that I used for this one, and this from the wine color that I used. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with these two, but that is that, 2 hats. And this is the hat that I started yesterday. I stayed up past 12 a.m. working on this one. Progress check. Days 24 and 25. Today's the 25th. 25th. I didn't record anything yesterday, so I'm gonna do it today. And the progress is basically this hat for the 24th of January. I don't know why these ones and always end up like really weird on the top, but it is what it is. They look, and I follow the instructions. Only when I push it, it gets like round, but it's fine. But this is the one for yesterday, 24th, and today is 25th, and this is the one I finished today, and I am so happy. It's so beautiful. This one I almost paired it with white. What I mean is that this yarn, this one is, I love this yarn. I almost paired it with white from Big Twist, and I was like, no, because it's gonna look really pale, so I didn't ended up doing that, and I paired it with this one, which I forgot. Karen Cotton. I forgot the name. Karen Simply Soft is this one. It feels very soft and at the same time very interesting as well. But the thing is that I paired it with this one, which I love the color. It's very beautiful. I think kind of like this was my quinceañera dress almost. But I finished that one today, and that is hat number 4. This challenge is actually ending on Tuesday, which is not what I was expecting because I have 4 hats right here, and I started on Wednesday. So since the week is only 7 days, it's going to end on Tuesday, which is actually good because I can use Wednesday to edit this video and post it on Thursday. I already started the 5th hat, and for that I have this white from Big Twist and this purple that is from the mañanera that I had. I frogged it today, and it's so pretty. I really love how they look together. This looks like marshmallow and this like candy. I don't know. Well, the thing is that I already started the 5th hat, and I have 2 rows of it right here. It looks so pretty. And I guess that's pretty much it for the update of the 25th of January, which today is Saturday. This is so good. It's so great. I cannot believe I already have passed what I thought I could get done. Like, thank the Lord for this blessing, the blessing of this talent, because this truly makes me happy. So, thank you, Jesus. January 26th, 6th results. This is the hat that I finished yesterday, and this is the same yarn that I used for the purple hat, which is this one that wasn't really nice to work with. And I paired it with the rest of the white that I had, and it turned out into a light color. It became more light somehow, the purple. And I finished it yesterday, and then I started another one, which is this one. It's blue, and I don't know if I'm gonna give this one because there are a lot of mistakes in this. Like, my tension is the worst, I think, in this one, but I'm not sure. I'm still gonna finish it, and then I'll decide. I'll leave the ends easy to take off in case I don't want to give it away. And that is hat number 6, by the way. This one is hat number 6. So I was looking yesterday also while I was making that hat. Well, not while I was making the hat. Like, I put the hat down, and then I was looking for some yarn to be able to finish the wig with. And I found this yarn on my stash that I bought a really long time ago. I looked at this and I was like, wow, these colors look so good together. It looks so pretty. And it's really soft. And I grabbed it. And then when I came home and I really looked through it, I noticed that this is yarn that is used to make scarves, like ruffly scarves. Well, I looked it up. Well, I didn't know that. If I remember correctly, you crochet on this little side and it gives you a ruffly scarf. But because I know that I'm not gonna use that and I don't like ruffly scarves, so I'm gonna use this to make a hat using it like this. Anyway, the point is that I'm gonna try. I think I'm actually gonna have to do different measurements. Yeah, it's fine, I'll figure it out.
Well, the thing is that after that I found this yarn. This I used to make granny squares for one backpack that I made for my sister. I don't have a video in English, but I do have a video in Spanish on my other channel. I think that's enough. And if it's not enough, I do have a little skein of gray, which is not the same yarn, and they totally look different. But just to finish it, and they're not even the same shade, but just to finish it, I would use that. And I'm going to pair it with this one, which is from the yarns that I bought whenever I started my crochet journey. And I don't actually like this one because the texture is very rough. And it doesn't feel like sandpaper, but kinda does. A soft kind of sandpaper. Well, the thing is that I'm going to use these two to make the last hat, that the one that I think is going to be the last hat. I was saying that I was happy that the challenge was from Wednesday to Tuesday, actually, which is 7 days, because I would have the Wednesday to edit the video and post it on Thursday, but no. The Bible cover video is going to be before this one, so actually, this video is going to be posted, hopefully, first God, on the first week of February. I have a lot more time to edit this one than I thought I did. And I could, after making this one, actually before making these two, I could make more hats with these two, but I feel like it's too thin and I don't really like how the other one is turning out. So I'm not gonna do that, but I could if I wanted to, because I have these two balls and I have these two, and I have this piece of a skirt that I haven't frogged yet. So I have a lot of that, and I could technically make my bolero with this one, but I don't want it to be blue. I want it to be antique white. I was genuinely, like, sincerely expecting me to make just 3 hats in 1 week. And here we are, day 6 already. Yeah, day 6, and we have already 5.5, I would say, hats. And I couldn't be happier. Although I'm also sad because I don't have yarn to make the other ones because I need a lot. I mean, I don't need it. I want to make a lot for my family members. Though I don't know if they're gonna like them, especially with the little problems of tension that I have. It doesn't matter. It comes from the bottom of my heart, and if they don't want to appreciate it, that's on them. Results for the day 27, which is, well, I just said it's the 27th, right? It was Monday. This is what I finished yesterday. It's the hat that I was working on the day before I think I started it. And like this, it doesn't really look that bad. Although I still don't know if I'm going to keep it or not, which is why I didn't actually hit properly the ends, so that if I change my mind, I can unravel it uh, a lot easier. So that's the result for yesterday. This is hat number 6. And yesterday I started, like I said, the hat with this yarn, and I started working with it on my needles that were the ones that I've been using. Those are the metal needles, and I transferred that to my wooden needles because it was hard for me to work on the other ones because the yarn was getting caught on the needles because the tip is very sharp. So I moved them here, and this has been a lot easier for me to work with because the tips are not that pointy sharp. I also like how it feels. It feels like butter, like when I knit. It feels like it's smooth as butter. Okay, so I didn't finish it because I couldn't find the other skein of yarn that I have of these. I know I have it, I just don't know where it is, and this is all I have left. It's definitely not going to be enough to make a full hat, and I have two choices. I could either finish what I have in here and then close it, or I could just close it right now and leave it as an e-warmer, which I'm not sure which one I'm going to do. But that's what I did yesterday, and I also started the next hat, which I think is going to be the last one. And it is this one, which I had already shown, I think, the yarn right here.
And I'm actually surprised that this is looking so good because it looks great. It's just a texture that it doesn't feel very nice. So I'm not sure if I'm going to leave this to gift it to somebody or just, because practicing, like doing this for practice is also good because I gain speed and I work also on my tension, which is something that I still struggle with, I think, as you can see here. So I was working on this until like 1 a.m. I'm not sure. But this is all I did. I finished one hat and I started two. We already got to the end of this challenge. I have to say I am extremely happy with the result. I repeated all this video. I think you're already tired of hearing that, but I am genuinely surprised. I really thought I was gonna make only three, but I have seven for 7 days that I worked. I started this challenge on Wednesday from last week, which was the 22nd of January. And I worked from Wednesday to Tuesday, yesterday, which is 7 days because I am counting from Wednesday to Tuesday. So I have seven hats right here, and I am super happy with them. So let me show you. So, first of all, this is the result from yesterday. This is the hat that I finished last, is the one I did yesterday, Tuesday, 28th. And like I mentioned, I think I mentioned it, this yarn is not the softest. The blue yarn is not the softest, but I do actually like how this looks like. So I did weave in the ends, and I don't know if I'm going to gift it to anyone or not, but it's super pretty. I actually really like it. And from yesterday also, I have this, whatever this is. I mean, it looks like a bowl, could be a bowl to store yarn in it. But I did try to close it as a hat, mainly because the strand that I had at the end was not enough to close it as a tube. So if I want to make this an actual ear warmer, I'd have to unravel like this much and then close it again. But I did try to use all the yarn that I had. I did look for the other ball that I said I owned, but I couldn't find it, so that's why this ended up looking like that. I did try it on my nephew's head and it does not fit, so I didn't weave in the ends or anything like that, but it was really nice to work with the wooden needles, so just because it was relaxing, it was okay. I guess it was fine. But that and this one is what I did yesterday. Now let me show you all the hats. So this is hat number one. This is the first one I made. I started it a while ago. I actually don't remember when exactly I started this hat, but I know I finished it on Wednesday, which is the day in which I started. Wednesday 22nd of last week. So this is hat number two. This is the one I made on Thursday 23rd, and this one already has an owner. I know who am I giving this one to, and I love it. This right here, this chunky thing, is hat number three, finished on Friday. This one is hat number four, and on my notes I wrote sea mix beanie because it has a lot of blues and whites and yellows, kind of looks like sand and the sea. So this is beanie number five. I really love how the combination of these two colors came out. The purple turned out a little bit lighter because of the white, I think, but it's really pretty. This is beanie number six. I don't really like how it turned out, but it's fine. So this is beanie number seven, question mark? No, actually this doesn't count, but I did finish it. And it looks kind of weird, but it's stretchy. And this is beanie number eight. This is actually beanie number seven. I don't think I'm gonna give it away, but I'm gonna keep it like this because I do like it, but it's not very soft. So I'm just gonna keep it for myself, I guess.
I am super happy with the result. I don't have favorites. It's hard for me to get um favorite things, like to choose favorite things, but the thing that I can say for sure is that these two are my least favorites. And besides these two, the other ones, I love them with my whole heart. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you finished it, if you got to this part,